Hi, everyone. This is CJ over at knvc.org, 95.1 FM, and we're getting ready to start our Carson Rural Communities podcast. And we have a guest with us, Mr. Wes Bills, and he's going to talk to us about the Kandy Kane Festival that's coming up Thanksgiving weekend. So we have a few minutes to go, maybe 6 minutes or so. And I'm doing the engineering, but I have my friend Greg over here to hold my hand if I make a mess up. And you know, there's always a blooper somewhere, right?
You'll be fine.
Thank you. Thank you.
Always got to have it back.
Yes. Yes. And so I'm learning all the software again. It's really not that difficult, but you know, when you're doing it by yourself, even though I have someone holding my hand, I'm still nervous about it.
Well, like I said, you're supposed to be a little bit nervous because especially if you're live, you make a mistake, it goes out.
It goes out. Yep.
You've got. In your case, you got the time delay to help.
Yes. Yes.
Back when I was on the air, we didn't have that time delay.
No, you didn't have that time. No.
And also, I'll say blessedly that we are community radio, and people are a little more, forgiving
And loving.
Yes.
And loving. You know, I just uploaded the video that I did for Commissioner John Casanelli, and people are already saying that it was a very good video, and I'm so glad it was recorded, but we're going to move forward eventually to doing these live all the time if I can, because it's fun. The community, the rural communities get to learn what's going on because everyone commutes to work. They miss a lot of the commissioners' meetings. Of course, they're recorded, but they're 3 hours long. So I had the benefit of having John Casanelli kind of give us like an update of everything that's going on. So it was really nice. So
That's totally wonderful that a gentleman of his stature could come in and spend the time with you.
yes.
Speak to you honestly and share what he knows and what the current issues are.
Yes, and you know, growth is an issue out in the area. It's not because of growth; it's because of time. Time is the thing that's creating the growth, but it's slow right now. But it will change. It will definitely change. I see it happening. So I remember when Fernley was just a small town, and look how it's grown.
Yes, it has. It has gotten huge in many ways. You get out on the Farm District Road, and you can just keep going and going and going, and you say, "Where's the end of this?" Well, then you hit Bench Road, and you find, "Okay, maybe I'm at the end now."
I loved that drive. I remember all the trees, and Bench Road was a cool place to drive out to if you wanted to go sightseeing on a Sunday. Gasoline was still affordable.
Not 35 cents, but maybe $1.35.
Yes, yes.
Today it's $3.35.
I know. So I'm going to move this over. Okay, Greg, come hold my hand, please.
You can grab this. Don't be afraid to move it.
Yeah.
It's okay, because remember, see, it moves all over the place for you.
It moves better than I do.
I can tighten this right here for you. So that's
I did that
nice
earlier
and tight.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All righty.
So there you go. How's that? Is that
All right.
a good spot for you there?
That's cool.
All right.
Thank you.
Good deal. But yeah, you can move this. The nice thing about it is it doesn't make any noise. In the old days, these springs were these springs don't
Haunted
make any noise,
doors.
So you can move it around a little bit when you're talking.
Okay.
That's all right. Yeah.
And we're going to turn this down a little bit.
Well, as soon as you push the buttons, it turns off the speakers.
Gotcha. Yeah, I forgot. See, because the engineer is always doing that for me.
Right. So yeah. So yeah, you just want to stay on until just watch your time here.
Yes.
See, your next break's at 2:07. Well, next stop is in 2 minutes even.
Okay, so we have 2 minutes before we go, right?
Right. Before you go on, so that's fine. I'm running these old ads. These are funny.
You bet I am.
And I can remember actually working in a studio with the egg carvings on the wall.
Yes. I We use those in college, yeah.
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 All I remember is running in, handing paper, and running out.
This is how I feel. I have a whole thing of retro commercials. The Lux soap and Bright toothpaste, all these old ads from the 40s and 50s. Yeah. So it just takes up time. They're kind of fun.
Okay, tell me when.
It's okay.
So here's my welcome.
Okay. Good. Perfect. Oh, God. That's an oldie.
Every day and night on the air, literally millions of dollars worth of entertainment is set before you. If you could buy tickets to even a small part of this great show, they would cost you
So
thousands
cool.
of dollars. When you hold
right.
new and Water Kent Radio, you get it all, exactly as it is broadcast and free. Nothing that money can buy
Good stuff, huh?
brings you so much value for a comparatively small.
Tell me when.
Okay. There's one more ad. It's okay. You got plenty of time.
And you need this modern radio for your modern home in this modern age.
Start projector? No.
This is listener-supported community radio, KNBC 95.1 FM, Carson City.
Commercials coming
Programming
up.
on KNBC is made possible in part by Sassafras, a locally owned full-service restaurant and bar located
go
at
ahead and book
1500
both.
Old Hot Springs
Now?
Road in
Get 'em
Carson
both,
City.
yeah.
Sassafras supports local community celebrations. For more information on Sassafras, call
Push it.
775-884-4471 or visit sassafrascarsoncity.com.
You're on.
Welcome. This is 95.1 FM, KNVC, Carson City, Minden, Gardnerville, your community radio station. And it is time now for the Carson Rural Communities Update. And this is your host, CJ Giltner. How is everyone doing out there in the radio land? Oh, great.
Doing great.
Hey, I wanted to let you know that I have a friend that came to visit me today, Mr. Wes Bills, and he is the organizer of a festival called the Kandy Kane Festival. Thank you for coming, Wes.
Oh, thank you very much, CJ. It's a pleasure to be here, and I hope everybody's having a fantastic afternoon.
I hope so too. The weather's slightly changing, but that's okay. We're all good, aren't we?
We're all good. Yeah, well, whether or not, it's weather.
Yes, exactly. Wait 10 minutes and it might change again.
And it'll change.
Exactly. And so, I called you, it's been a few months ago,
Yes.
because I have a Facebook page that has farmers markets in Nevada. I'm one of the administrators to that, and some other open air craft fairs. And I had seen on the Facebook post that someone was concerned about a craft fair that they were participating in, and it kind of ended up being fraudulent. And we learned about that later on. All the admins learned about that. And so another craft festival had been posted on the Farmers Markets in Nevada page. And I said to myself, I need to do a little more due diligence on these craft fairs because no one wants to get scammed. And I'm going to do some research. And lo and behold, I found you.
Yes, you did. You gave me a call. Actually, you sent me, I believe, an email and asked me about the validity of the Kandy Kane Holiday Craft Fair. And you had mentioned that you had talked to somebody else, that you'd gotten some information. And as you were following up on it, you got to doubting its validity. And you shared that with me.
Yes.
And so then I responded back to you and said, yes, indeed. The Kandy Kane Holiday Craft Fair that we hold on Thanksgiving weekend every year is legitimate. It's been around, this is the 25th year.
25 years.
25 years.
Wow.
And it's one of the things, any organization that can celebrate 25 years, I think, is doing pretty good.
Yes.
And so you and I talked, and then we actually got on the phone. And we chatted some more, and we found out that we had some similar background, that you were very curious about the Kandy Kane. And you asked me if I would come on the show, and I said, yes, I would be happy to, because I'd love to share the good things that are happening in the Minden, Gardnerville area that also does feed into the Carson City, Reno, and other surrounding areas
Right.
in Nevada.
Yes. And you actually have your festival coming up Thanksgiving weekend at the Carson Valley Inn Casino.
Correct.
Easy to get to.
Very easy to get to. You just drive into Minden. I think probably anybody who's driven through the Minden-Gardnerville area knows where the CVI is.
Yes.
So it's easy to find. And the best way to get in is if you go around to the back, the big parking lot side of the CVI,
Okay.
and enter through the porte cochere, which is the drive-down entry into the registration desk, and the Valley Ballrooms are right there. So just as you go in the double doors, turn to the right, and you'll see the Valley Ballroom up there. The doors should be open at 10 o'clock on Friday and Saturday, or 9 o'clock on Friday and Saturday.
Okay. And so how many vendors are you going to be expecting?
We actually have about 25 vendors.
Okay.
We have 32 vendor spaces. Some of the vendors take 2 spaces
Okay.
because these are people who have been working their craft. They've been learning it and perfecting it for many, many years. So some of them like to show a little bit more of what they've done.
Sure.
And so some take 2 tables. It's interesting because there are about 6 to 8 of the vendors, and that's about a third of the vendors who have been there almost from the very beginning.
Wow. And that's why I wanted to ask you some questions. What does it take to put on a whole festival that's just once a year?
It's really not as much work as it might seem, but you do have to kind of have your ducks in a row, and it doesn't hurt to have some sort of experience putting on events.
And what kind of ducks would those be?
Well, you have to find the space that you're going to use. You have to contract for it. You have to make sure that there are permits or legal requirements that you're meeting with the area that you're doing this in, so whether it's a city or county. You want to check to see if insurance is required or if the facility that's hosting you has insurance that covers you. Then you have to start advertising that you're going to be doing the event. If you're lucky, you have a list of people that you've worked with in the past, either at other trade shows or craft fairs or farmers markets. And you make sure you get their names and phone numbers and their email addresses. And then you let them know for sure, I've contracted this space, and now I want to go out and I want to fill it with quality vendors who are going to have quality product to offer our customers. So that's the first part. You got to get your vendors in. You have to send them registration forms, as anybody would imagine. They have to fill it out and send it in a timely fashion. And you have to have some methodology of assigning them to a space. I'm lucky in that in some of my earlier jobs, I learned AutoCAD. So I actually go into the space that I'm working at and I measure it down to the 16th of an inch. As tight as that may sound, it makes a difference sometimes when you're working with a convention center like the San Diego Convention Center that's a half mile long.
Right.
You can imagine a 16th of an inch multiplied by 2,000 times can be a rather large error.
So then what does a person do if they're planning to do a festival? How do they get their blueprint or their floor plan, I guess, approved?
Well, in some cases, it does have to be approved. In the case with the Carson Valley Inn, I always send them a copy of what we're doing. Luckily, the layout has not changed very much in the 25 years since it got started. And so I just, like I said, I went in, measured the room as accurately as I could. All of the furniture is measured with the same accuracy. We lay out the tables and the chairs and the other things that need to be in the room and put them in the proper place. That way, the banquet events manager at the Carson Valley Inn can look at the plan, take it to her facility guy and say, does this look reasonable? Is this something we can do? And in some cases, the fire marshal for that locality actually gets involved.
All right.
So
wow. So then how did the Kandy Kane Festival get born?
That's a very interesting question, and I have to admit I do not have 100% of the history of it in my brain. I wish I did. A lady by the name of Candy Faze started this back at the turn of the century. That sounds weird.
Turn of the century,
Turn of
yes.
the
The
century.
millennium, yes.
But she used to run Christopher's Cafe and Floral Vineyards. And outside of running a cafe, which is a full-time job to begin with,
Yes.
her interest was in floral work. And she was trying to think, how can I sell a little bit more of my floral work? And I think this is where she got the idea to have a craft fair. She had customers that would come in and talk to her, and they just kind of brainstormed a little bit, kind of like what we're doing right now, and decided, let's go ahead and do one. So she started going through the same process. She had to find a facility that was open on a particular day that seemed reasonable, had to contract for it, make sure she had the money to pay for it, and then went through the same routine. Well, now I've got 6 vendors, but I have 25 spaces or 30 spaces. How do I fill that? So you start spreading the word to people who are in the craft business.
Yes.
And they start spreading the word. They tell you, they call you, they send you emails, say, I want to be part of your event. And that's the way it gets started. You just have to be diligent, follow through on it, and make sure you're staying in constant contact with them so they know what's going on. When they send you their form and their payment for their space, when you have to figure out what each space is going to cost so you cover your expenses. And you just stay on top of that. It's really just a management function, if you will. Almost any manager stays on top of the things that they're responsible for.
Right. Right. And so what kind of vendors have you had in the past years? Are they all the same vendors, or do they kind of like take a break this year and come back next year, or how does that work?
It is pretty much, as I said a little bit before, we've got about 6 to 8 of the vendors who've been there almost from the very beginning. We've got one lady from out in Smith Valley. I think she was Candy's friend and was the one that really helped her brainstorm through setting up the Kandy Kane Craft Fair. And she makes goat milk soap.
Oh, I love that stuff.
And she has been making it for 30, 35 years. And
wow.
the Kandy Cane gave her a place where she could go in and sell it. And after the first year, she had a really good set of sales that year. She just kept coming back, and she's still there. And when you walk in the door, she's just kind of straight ahead and to the right. And she's loved that position and has been there the whole time.
And that person probably they probably have their own following.
Oh, she does. She does. Like I say, that's Colleen Whipley, and it's Whip Soaps.
How do you spell that?
WIPF soap, goat soap.
Oh, wow.
So and she's from the Smith area.
And that's supposed to be good for your skin.
It is, and my wife loves it, and we usually buy several extra bars, a couple dozen, and send them out to people for Christmas gifts. So
oh, that's cool.
Yeah, because of the timing, it's a perfect time for us to buy things like that.
Yes.
As a Christmas gift.
Yep, definitely. People want to give their little small packages for folks, because I can tell you, I'm a artaholic. for a lack of words, an artaholic is the great way to say, because I do so many different crafts. I do stained glass. I haven't done the blown glass. I haven't done that since I was 13. Today I'm 14. Okay. So, but stained glass, hot mosaics, which is a style of mosaics of melting the glass, firing the glass, and then it gets these smooth little curvatures, and no two are ever the same. But yeah, it's fun, and so I love craft fairs, and I know there's a lot of work involved in it. You make it sound simple, but I know better, because if you don't do it the right way, it's a mess and people aren't going to come back.
That's true. That's true. And you know, a large part of what you want is repeat customers.
Yes.
The Carson Valley Inn. My wife and I have started exhibiting at Kandy Kane about 13 years ago. This is our 13th year.
Okay.
So we didn't even start with Kandy at the very beginning, and she had this all set up. It's only in the last couple of years that she was looking for somebody to take it over because she's been having some small issues.
Yes, we all do, don't we?
We do indeed. So I've been lucky and had the background to help keep things going.
Mhm.
And so she asked me to take it over, and we did. And you mentioned the heated glass.
Yes.
And it's funny because my wife makes jewelry and she's been making it for 15 years. But what she started with was what was called lampwork beads.
I love that stuff.
Lampwork
It
beads.
is so cool.
Yeah. The artist literally has a little flame sitting in front of them, pointing away from them, and they get a rod and they melt glass onto that rod to make whatever shape they're making. The glass is very hot. It's 500 to 700 degrees, and it glows orange. So they wear special glasses, kind of like sunglasses, so they can
Those
see the
UV
difference.
glasses, like as if you were welding,
Correct.
kind of. Yeah.
Very similar. And then they can see the design they're making. And when you look at lampwork, it's a lot of it started over in Europe, and I'm not sure it was Czechoslovakia, but somewhere in that general area. And to watch them make something like that and then watch it cool down and watch it go from glowing orange as it gets cooler and cooler, you start seeing the colors of the glass they put in. You see the blues and the greens and the reds and the whites as it cools down. And then because they made it on a rod, the rod had bead release. So when it's all cool, they take it off of the rod and the bead hole is already there to be strung.
Isn't that cool?
It is.
So you can make garden stakes with those beautiful lampwork beads. Is there another word for that? Lampwork? Is it fire?
No, I don't know of any other word.
Flame. Flame glass or whatever.
Okay.
Yes. And then for me, when I do the hot mosaics for the glass, there's two different ways you can melt it. One is in a kiln, and then the other way is I found a new method, which is a microwave kiln. It's the same thing. It gets hot and molten, and then it cools down, and the end product is a rounded whatever shape the glass is. Versus with lamp work, you can actually control that rod and make the beads whatever shape you want them to be.
Yeah.
You know, with practice, of course. But what I do is I turn that glass into the mosaics that I'm working on, and no two are ever the same, but I always have a theme of what I'm working on because I absolutely love working with glass, whether it be melted, fired glass, or just cutting and grinding and, you know, whatever steps it takes to make stained glass.
Right.
And my favorite thing to do with stained glass is making my 3-dimensional quails. They stand up. And then I also do the Santa Claus. He's 2 feet tall, so he's perfect to go near a fireplace. I would not have it near kids or pets. I'm so sorry. Been there, done that, and had to redo a certain section because I wasn't really thinking about that when I first made those. But yeah, they're fun. They're absolutely fun. And so, what other vendors do you have coming in?
Well, we have a lot of vendors. Like I said, we've got a lot of old timers. The funny thing is, when you look at the area that people live in, and it surprised me because I did not even know where Wellington was.
That's a cool place. I love it.
And we have 6 or 7 of our vendors that are from the Wellington area. And some of them live down the street, just it'd be like neighbors, except they've got a little larger yard.
Sure.
And so we have people coming in there who are from Maria Margarito, for instance, she makes baby blankets and scarves, washcloths, scrubbies, pot holders, cozies, and things like that. And she's been there for years and years and years. I think probably 10 or 12, at least as long as I've been there. We have also a gentleman who came and joined us last year, Ron. I can't think of Ron's last name at the moment. Anyway, he makes guitars. And he's got a
Oh,
business called the Underground Guitar Works.
we're in the subterranean bunker, and turn around for those who aren't,
Yeah.
seeing this, but look at these guitars.
Yeah.
Quite a few. So wow, he makes guitars.
Yeah.
That is really cool. That's an art.
It is indeed.
Definitely an art.
Definitely. And you're working for the sound on that one. Make sure you get things right.
Yes.
We have a lady from Fallon, drives in every day from Fallon to attend the craft fair, and she makes beaded bookmarks, sun catchers.
Oh,
which is
wow.
another form of the glass work. She makes something called Christmas spiders.
Oh, tell me about them.
Those are beaded wire spiders, and they go from anywhere from about 1.5 inches to about 6 or 7 inches big, filled with beads of all different colors. And she makes the designs look so that, like, the legs would sometimes have a pattern on a spider.
Oh, wow.
She does the same thing with what she's making, and she makes angels. It's Christmas time, so we've got to have some angels.
Yes. What kind of angels?
Well, these are again the sun catcher type angels or beaded angels.
Okay.
And she's working on a new art form that actually starts with chicken wire, and she's building designs inside the open areas of the chicken wire by stringing a wire from one side to the other and putting beads on that,
Oh,
and then creating a landscape with the bead work that she's doing.
well, that sounds pretty cool.
So
That's cool.
it is. She started that last year. It looked really great when we looked at it last year.
That is awesome. I still believe that when you're running a festival, it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and your first one, as far as I'm concerned, is your worst one. After that, you learn all the ins and outs of whatever location you're at, because they do vary.
Mm-hmm.
And I sometimes compare a festival to like a farmer's market, and a farmer's market is 12 to 14 weeks every week.
Right.
And the difference is the holiday time, people want to share their love with their families and friends, and they want something special for that gift for someone. And going to a festival is like awesome. And I actually prefer a rural festival compared to going into like a big city to go to one of the larger ones, because you get to know your friends. You do.
Yes,
You get
definitely.
to meet them. It's a beautiful drive. I always love driving out to the Carson Valley area, and so let's just kind of say what's the dates again and the times.
Okay, it's Thanksgiving weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday and Saturday are 9 to 5. We shortened it an hour this year because a lot of times the 5 to 6 hour just didn't have very many people coming to visit.
Sure.
And again, Sunday from 10 to 4. So we've got a good 16, 17 hours for people to come and visit and see what crafts are available.
And you're near a restaurant if they wanted to go get something to eat.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Carson Valley Inn.
Yes.
Yes. You go upstairs to Katie's or the steakhouse.
Yes.
And you have an absolute feast there. And of course, they do Thanksgiving dinner for their guests primarily on Thursday, but you can still get it on Friday and Saturday sometimes.
Cool. Easy parking.
Absolutely. The back parking area is almost always open after you get past the reserve for handicap.
Okay.
Parking on the side, I guess it's the south side of the area, that often fills up because that's the best door to go into the actual casino area.
Oh, sure. Yes,
So that
definitely.
fills quickly. But if you go in on the back side, along the long side, come in through the porte cochere, you, like I say, you just come right into the lobby and aim yourself 45 degrees to the right, and you'll be right there at the Valley Ballroom.
Great. Now, are you still taking vendors that want to participate, or is that closed?
We're closed for this year.
Okay.
Again, I've had probably in the last 6 weeks, probably had 12 to 15 people ask that same question. Do you still have space available? The reality is most of my vendors come back year after year, and I put out the first invitation in May.
Yep. Register in advance.
Yep. And by the end of June, usually all of my tables are full.
Oh, wow. So I'm sure some folks are going to want to call you because they're probably thinking about next year already. So what's that phone number that they should be calling?
The phone number, and it's on my belt, it's 480-799-6899. Or if you want to send me an email, and I check my email usually 4 to 5 times a day, it's candykanenevada@gmail.com. And both the candy and the cane are a K.
Okay.
So that would distinguish it from the candy canes that you like to put on your tree or for decoration.
Oh, sure.
But again, it's the lady who started this, Kandy Faze, her first name starts with a K. So it's Kandy Kane for her name, basically.
That is cool. Well, I wanted to say thank you so much for coming to talk to us, and I'm glad we clarified what we thought was an issue with fraudulent folks posting on Facebook for their upcoming event. And so I just wanted to go just another step further. Some of those things that people should consider when they're doing when they're wanting to participate in a craft fair. And we already know there was a fraudulent situation that happened. What kind of tidbits can you give people? What kind of ideas and suggestions can you share with them?
There is a website that has been on in the Northern Nevada area for years. It is renocrafters.com. Art has been doing that website as long as I know. And
Wow.
he gets all of the sponsors and the managers, the promoters, to give him the information, and he posts it. So he has a great number of events around the area throughout the year. So renocrafters.com.
And that's a one central location to get all these craft fairs.
Correct. And
which is awesome.
Vendors can go look at that event, and usually there's a link to connect them to the promoter. So that's a good way to get in touch with the person who's running that particular event.
A good way to do some due diligence to make sure that it's a bona fide craft fair or festival.
Correct. Another one, there's a newer group that's called the Northern Nevada Crafters Coalition, and you can search for that on Facebook. And they are doing a lot to help vendors find events, to help promoters promote their event. And it's another good place to check to see if something is legitimate. So Northern Nevada Crafters Coalition.
That's a good pointer because a lot of people, they're kind of afraid out there after being scammed more than once. Someone has paid money in the past and that craft fair or festival did not exist.
Correct.
And unfortunately, they got scammed and they lost money. Hopefully it wasn't a lot because, you know, some of those festivals and craft fairs can be fairly expensive if you're going to the larger events.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah.
Yeah, especially the big ones that they hold in Reno at the end of August and into September. Those events, don't want to say the name necessarily, but everybody knows who I'm talking about.
Sure.
That can easily cost you $1,000 for a 10 by 10 space. And it is expensive, and then you still have to get insurance on top of that.
Yes.
So, and they advertise. They do a good job of advertising. So that's where a lot of that extra vendor cost comes in, is going into the advertising.
Right.
But again, that's something you want to check. It's always good to also check with your local community. Find out the tax department or tax division in the local area you go to sometimes can tell you events that they know of. In
Right.
the Carson City area, the health department in Carson City, if there's going to be vendors that are offering food, cottage type foods, they have to be approved. They have to have a permit and they have to be inspected on occasion. And they actually come out to the event and check the crafters that are offering food at the event to make sure it's legitimate, that it's healthy,
And
and
safe.
safe. Yeah. So those are a couple of places you go if you want to.
Right. Well, thank you so much. Hey,
Thank you.
I have a couple of PSAs.
Let's go.
Let's go. Healthy hearts. Your heart is a powerhouse, beating over 100,000 times a day to keep you going. So what are you doing to protect it? Heart disease is the leading cause of death in America, and it doesn't have to be. Small, simple changes can make a huge difference, really, honestly. Just get active first, then eat the right foods, fruits and vegetables. You'll find things will change in your lifestyle as well. And it can help you if you're considering to quit smoking, because if you're smoking and you have unhealthy heart, we know what happens, right?
Yes.
Okay, so talk to your doctor about the risk factors, know your blood pressure and your cholesterol numbers. Take control of your heart's health today for a longer, healthier life for you tomorrow. Does that make sense?
That's excellent advice.
I did good, huh?
Yeah.
I actually read it. All right. Happy feet, healthy feet. Healthy feet are happy feet. What's the secret to happy days? It's your happy feet. When you feel hurt, it's hard to focus on anything else. Pain, aches, discomfort, and it turns your day into a sour day. But healthy feet can help you moving, exploring, and doing the things you love. Don't ignore the warning signs, whether it's a nagging sharp pain, it's your body telling you to take care of your foundation. Healthy feet are happy feet, and happy feet lead to a happier you. For more information, you can go to the American Podiatric Medical Association at apma.org. And I think we are almost done, aren't we? I wanted one more time to say thank you so much for coming to visit us. You gave a lot of information for the person who's considering coming to a festival, and you gave us a lot of information about creating those festivals.
That's true. And I'm happy to do that. And love to come back at any time.
Anytime, come visit us.
Definitely.
All right. Well, listeners, thank you so much. And we'll talk to you again next Thursday, 12 to 12:30, 95.1 FM, or live stream at knvc.org. Love you. Bye.